Welcome back to NewsMax Now. Before the break, we were talking about the latest jobs report, the unemployment, the new unemployment claims. And right now, more than 26 million Americans are unemployed as a result of the coronavirus outbreak. But as state and federal officials continue to try to figure out ways to reopen our country so we can all get back to work, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says Americans should say no to going back to work.
When we, have this discussion about going back or reopening, I think a lot of people should just say, no, we're not going back to that. We're not going back to working 70-hour weeks just so that we could put food on the table and not even feel any sort of semblance of security in our lives.
For more on this, let's welcome in today's political panel. First, we have Democratic strategist and federal litigator Kelly Hyman. Thanks for being here, Kelly. Also with us, Turning Point USA spokesperson Rob Smith, back with us again. Rob is also the author of the brand new book coming out this summer, Always a Soldier, Service, Sacrifice, and Coming Out as America's Favorite Black Gay Republican. Sounds like quite a book, Rob. Look forward to checking it out.
Yes, it is.
All right, so let's talk about AOC, Kelly. 26.5 million people out of work, countless individuals and businesses across the country struggling right now. But she says it's time for workers to unite, to dig in their heels and hit the picket line and demand better work conditions. Is she right here?
Yeah, first, my heart goes out to people that have been affected by this virus, and thank you to all our healthcare providers that are on the front lines every day fighting for us. This is a concern. We have Trump, who one day says we need to liberate the states and people go out and protest, affecting potentially other people. And then now he comes and says, well, Georgia, no, it shouldn't be open. There's mixed messages that we're getting. And so because there's no security for people going out there and getting the virus, we have to be really concerned about people's safety and stuff like that.
The president was pretty clear about the phases and the criteria that need to be met before these states can open up. And I think his point was Georgia hasn't met that criteria yet. But Rob, do you think AOC would be saying the same thing if she were still waiting tables and tending bar and not getting a taxpayer-funded salary?
I don't think that she would be saying the same thing at all. And we have to look back at how the left has treated this coronavirus pandemic from the very beginning. When you have Jim Clyburn, when he said that this pandemic can be used as an opportunity to radically reshape the United States in the way that we see fit moving forward, he meant it. When AOC goes on Instagram Live and when she does these social media things and when she says things like people should not go back to work, they mean it. So what they're saying, right now, and what they're saying, sorry about that. So what you're seeing right now is the people on the left using this as an opportunity to reshape the world in a radical socialist agenda. They do not want people to go back to work. They do not want the millions of small business owners to do what they need to do to open back up their businesses because they would rather people be dependent on the state and be dependent on the government. This is why at the very beginning, they pushed the stimulus package that had a whole lot of pork and a whole lot of far left agenda items that had nothing to do with helping the American people.
Kelly, you want to respond to that?
That is just a false narrative. Let's go back to the beginning when Trump came into office. He was briefed about a pandemic and did absolutely nothing about it, ignored it, got rid of organizations, knew ahead of time about it, and had no plan in place, and jeopardized Americans' lives because of that. And so I think what we just said is basically, a false narrative. That's not the concern. People, the Democrats were coming out saying we need to be concerned about this, and the other side was saying, oh, this is just a hoax. This is just, you're blowing this out of proportion.
That's not, Kelly, that's not really a fair characterization about it.
Can I respond to this?
Sure. We got 30 seconds, Rob.
I would like to respond to that in saying that, number one, not everything is about the president. Not everything is about Donald Trump. This is about people that are in positions of power in the Democratic Party telling people not to go back to work because they want to control them through massive government intervention and using this pandemic to do so. Not everything is about the president. Sometimes it is about the politicians in charge on the left trying to reshape America into the socialist state that they want and using the pandemic to do it.
And I think also as we wrap this up, what made this hard for a lot of people to hear, too, is it comes on the heels of AOC basically saying bye-bye, pulling a Hillary Clinton and saying to those oil workers that their jobs are never coming back, nor should they come back because of all the stuff we're going through. And they want to push this new Green Deal stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kelly Hyman, Rob Smith, great to see you both. Make sure you get Rob's book coming out soon this summer. All right.